like, he's really wanting to play right now. As you can see, he's like very active. Okay, so this is our sweet baby boy Kai. He's trying to sleep again. I just want to show you guys how cute he is, but he keeps sleeping and I keep getting carried away playing with him. But here is our baby. He is so precious. Oh, this blanket he found. This is my blanket. But yeah, he's doing really good. He went potty and poopy outside, and he had 2 accidents, and he ate his food and drank water, and now we're just trying to keep him awake until 10:30 until we can put him to bed. Look at how sweet this boy is. Oh, he's so cute. I am so in love with him. So welcome back to my channel. I am finally getting around to vlogging or making another video about my puppy, I guess. So I really wanted to like vlog the first 24 hours with him. He's like right over here, so if you hear anything, that's what it is. But I really wanted to film like the first 24 hours and like first week with him, but it was very stressful and there was a lot going on. So I really just wanted to completely focus on him in that time. So I didn't get as much vlogged as I wanted to. Like I did vlog some, but a lot of it was like when he was sleeping or when he was calm, and I didn't want to just show that part of it because like that is not all it is to having a puppy. Like I didn't want it to seem like, oh yeah, life is super easy with a puppy and he's just gonna sleep all the time and be calm. So I really try to put out like real raw footage, and just having videos of him being super calm was just not real to me. So I didn't put that video out there. But now we have had him for a month, so I feel like I kind of have a better idea of like what it is like to have a puppy, and like I feel like I can probably give you guys some tips or just tell you about our experience and what we've done. So anyways, my laptop is right here. And so if you see me looking down, that's why. I've just listed like what I wanted to talk about in this video. So let's just get right into that. So the first thing is potty training. So what we did for his potty training when we first brought him home is we let him out every 30 minutes. And then at nighttime we would let him out every 2 hours. So we would, Kai just got a piece of paper, but Grant is over there watching him, so he's not just like by himself right now. Anyways, so we would let him out every 2 hours during the night. So this meant setting alarms every 2 hours, and we were waking up every 2 hours, which was not fun, but I promise you it is worth it. So I feel like you definitely have to get to know your puppy. So what we did that with him for like 3 days about, where we would let him out every 30 minutes and then let him out every 2 hours at night. But what we were realizing is we would let him out at night, you know, when we were scheduling it, and he wouldn't go. But then he would cry when he actually had to go. So then we got to the point where like, okay, we trust him enough to let us know when he does have to go potty. So we stopped setting alarms, and we would let him out whenever he cried, because he would cry in his crate, which we were very fortunate about, that he wouldn't just potty in there. So he's never really had an accident in his crate. We just kind of went through that schedule. And then, so the every 30 minutes, we did that for about 3 days as well. But then we kind of got to know his schedule a little bit, and we noticed that every time, so he would like have a schedule where he would play for 30 minutes and nap for 30 minutes and play for 30 minutes and nap for 30 minutes. And we got to figure out that he would go potty every time he woke up from a nap. So instead of doing the pottying every 30 minutes, because that would kind of interfere with his nap times, and it just wasn't really working for us or him. So at that point we decided, okay, we'll just let him out after he wakes up from his naps, because we noticed that's when he goes. And then we would closely watch him like 30-ish minutes after his meal times, just to make sure that he would, like, because that's obviously the time he has to go potty. And then along with that is we would always be monitoring him. So we have a gate set up in my apartment, and so we'd always monitor him. If he is showing signs that he has to go potty, like he sniffs or barks, then we'd let him out right away. And just because he barks doesn't mean that he's going to have to go potty or sniffs, but it's better safe than sorry. So those are kind of the things that we did for potty training. Also, I wanted to talk about how I live in an apartment, like I said, and we live on the 3rd floor. Now, this is obviously very hard with a puppy, because when your puppy has to go, they have to go. Like, there's no holding it. When they're showing potty signs, when you're letting them out every 30 minutes, when you're letting out every 2 hours of the night, it is a lot. So what we did is we bought, so it's like the potty grass. It's just like the grass, it's like a grass turf. So we bought that, and we actually put that out on my balcony. And we would just take him right out to the balcony, and it worked perfectly. So he will just go potty on that, and it's really nice because he knows wherever his grass is, he can go potty. And that has been working really, really well for us. So if you live in an apartment and you're up on a high floor and you have a balcony, I highly recommend that. But don't bring the mat in and let them go potty inside, because we did that once because it was like 20 below and it was just cold out, and we thought, okay, you know, we're not going to make him go outside. But then he started pottying on like rugs and stuff, like other soft things inside. So really reinforce that go outside, you're outside, you can potty, you know, and just have them make that connection. So we let him out on the grass. Also, this grass does work. So we were really nervous about if we let him go on this grass, would he potty on actual grass? Because, you know, when we're on a walk or when we're back home to see our family, we don't always have his grass. So we found out that he will go potty on normal grass or on the ground outside. He understands. We normally just give him the command, go potty. So it's also really important to have that command. Anyways, that's a whole lot, but I feel like potty training is really like the most, not the most important thing, but it's a huge part of it. So I spent a lot of time on potty training. Let's get to the next thing. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was crate training. So crate training was really, really easy for us, and it's not going to be easy for everybody. But I'll just tell you what we did. So we first created a positive experience with him with his crate. So we would always, wherever we were playing, his crate would be nearby and the door would be open and it'd be accessible to him. So just always having that, it kind of became his like comfort, and he actually chose to nap in that. But along with that, so when we picked him up from the breeders, I actually had his like little bed that went in his crate, along with the Snuggle Puppy that has a heartbeat, which I'll get into that in a little bit because that is really helpful. So I had that when we first picked him up, and those two things kind of became his comfort items. So we would leave his crate open and we'd keep the comfort items in there, and he would just go in there and take naps, and he actually loved his crate. He still does. He likes his crate. He did create a positive experience with it. What else do we do? Yeah, that's really what we did for crate training. Oh yes, we did, okay, he is chewing on a really loud bone. I am so sorry. Have him chew on the softer part. Okay, anyways, so what I was saying, the crate training, we would, like, when he would go in his crate and fall asleep, we would just shut the door. And then when he would wake up, we'd open it, just so he would know, like, hey, you get to be let out. And then after that, we would put him in there when he was awake, and we would shut the door and walk away for like 10 minutes, and then like 15, and just increase it. And now he does good in his crate. He really will only cry maybe at the beginning for 5 minutes, but if you are crate training, please push through that. Like, they are going to cry and they are going to break your heart, but if you take them out when they're crying, they're going to think they can get out whenever they cry, and then they're going to cry a lot. So be really strong in the beginning. Okay, the next thing, oh yes, I want to talk about the Snuggle Puppy. So the Snuggle Puppy, I can actually show it to you. Grant's gonna hand it to me. So I showed this in my last video, but it was just this Snuggle Puppy. And if I can get it open, it has this little heart in it, and you just push the button and hold it, and then the heartbeat will come on for about 8 hours, is it? Yes, it'll stay on for 8 hours. So this will just like make them feel like their litter mates are with them or their mom, because it has a heartbeat and it's soft. And this I 110% recommend when you're getting a puppy, because I think this had a lot to do with him being able to stay in his crate all night and just liking his crate. So get one of these. They're expensive, but they're worth it. And I actually saw some cheaper ones on Amazon. I think they were like 20. So that's definitely an option. Anyways, the next thing I wanted to talk about was his feeding. So Kai, we were feeding him a half a cup 3 times a day, and which is like what's recommended for puppies, but he was just begging and begging and begging and begging for his food, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. Like, this was not normal. And I panicked, and I'm like, okay, am I feeding you enough? Like, what is going on? So we tried hand feeding. So this hand feeding, I think, worked incredibly. Like, so he would have to sit in order to get a piece of food. And I will make a video demonstrating some of these things if you would like. Comment below if you want me to like demonstrate these things, because I know Kai would be more than willing to partake in the videos and show you what we've been doing. But we would hand feed. So I would just get like a cup of his food or put it in his bowl, and I'd hold it, and I would take one piece and I'd hold it like this, and I would feed it to him, and he would sit. So I would start out by saying, Kai, sit, and then he's looking at me because I just said Kai, sit. But anyways, I would give him the food, and then he would sit, and I'd give him the food, because since he was begging, I really wanted to teach him that you don't just get food for crying. Like, you need to, you know, sit and be a good boy and work for your food almost. That also is important in having him like respect you, so he doesn't run the household, and he needs to know that. So the hand feeding, I really recommend. It's really hard to fit into your schedule, I know, but that extra 5 to 20 minutes is really, really worth it, and it really helped us with his begging. So his begging improved from doing that. But then we felt like he was begging more, like he was doing good, and then he started begging a little more, and we were like, okay, let's try to feed him a little more. So now instead of a half a cup 3 times a day, we give him 2/3 cup 3 times a day, which is going good. But we also noticed that he eats too fast, and then he will throw up. So we decided to get a slow feeder, and I found a slow feeder that I absolutely love, and I have it right here so I can show you guys. But this is his slow feeder. So you just put the food, you can see it's like bumped up or whatever. You just put the food in these little bumps, and then it just makes them eat slower because they have to actually work for their food. And that has been helping so much. And I feel like he's honestly been less hungry because he's not like swallowing it all. Like, he actually has to take the time to eat it, which makes him more full. But the other thing that I really like about this is the bowl comes right out. So I will put water in this, and I'll put his food down first. We make him sit and stay, and then we'll put the food down, and then I'll grab his water and just put it right in there for him, and it works really good. And also, it's nice that this comes out, because if you're just giving him water in between meals, that helps too. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is we've really been working with sit and stay. We started working on that probably at like 9 weeks, I would say. 9 or 10 weeks we started working on sit and stay, and he does really well with that. He's still like in his puppy stage, so sometimes he gets a little carried away and excited and won't, you know, do as we ask, but we're still working on those things. But he honestly picked up on sit very, very well and stay, and I am wanting to make a video about that, sit and stay specifically, because the technique I used worked amazingly. Like, he picked it up within 5 minutes. He definitely knows sit and stay. And then Grant taught him how to fetch, and literally one day I came home from work and Kai was like picking up his ball, bringing it to Grant and dropping it, and I was just impressed because every dog we've had that does fetch, they like will not put the ball down. Like, I feel like you're saying release, release, or yelling at them, trying to get them to drop it, but Kai did it like right away, and Grant said the technique he used to teach fetch worked amazingly. So I am going to hopefully talk Grant into making that video for you guys and showing you how he specifically did that, because I don't know, I was not involved. And yeah, I think that's everything that I was going to talk about in this video, but everything is going great with Kylo. We absolutely love him. He like is just the love of our lives. Like, he makes everything so much fun, and we take him on all these adventures, as you saw in the beginning of this video when I entered or put in the pictures. He's like with us a lot. Like, we take him for walks and we take him to stores with us. Like, the TJ Maxx here lets us have puppies in there, so we take him to TJ Maxx to walk around, to the pet store all the time. Whenever I go and get coffee, I take him with, and he gets a little pup cup. And like, even if I'm going to get gas, like, I'll take Kai with so he can just ride with me. Like, we just love him. We love to have him with us. So now is the exciting part. I'm gonna show you Mr. Kylo. Grant's gonna give him to me. Come here, Kai. You are gonna be surprised because this guy is huge from the pictures you saw of him. Look at how big he is now. Oh, no bite. We're still working on biting. Once we get that figured out, we will let you guys know. Right now we're saying like no bite, and sometimes he'll get it, but yeah, that is what we are working on. So look at this sweet face. Kai, can you look in the camera? Kylo. Hey. No, he is very bitey and excited right now, but he is just the sweetest thing. Kai, no bite. No bite. Good boy. Ouch. Anyways, so I am going to deal with this little crazy boy and play with him because he has a lot of energy right now. But thank you so much for watching, and please leave in the comments if there's any questions you have about what we've been doing with Kylo, or if you want me to make those videos about how we've taught him to sit and stay. I would love to do that, and I know Kai would love to be in some more videos. So anyways, again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed.